Looking to build with the best? Reuther Materials has been proudly serving New Jersey since 1927. For nearly a century, they've supplied top quality building materials to help bring projects to life. Whether it's a backyard upgrade or a major commercial build, trust the name that's built on experience, reliability, and unmatched customer service. Reuther Building Materials, building New Jersey, one project at a time. You guys have heard it here before. We freaking love Reuther. The people there are family, and they're amazing. They treated us so well last time we went there. Josh, I know you had a blast learning how to make cinder blocks.
Yeah, I'll never forget it.
Memorable, right?
Very memorable.
Go check them out. Sucasana, North Bergen, ReutherMaterial.com, all the above. Go visit them, pay them a visit, and see what they could offer for your home. It's Kids the Pod.
Hey, this is Jersey. You're listening to the Garden State.
You're listening to The Garden State, the only New Jersey podcast that gives you all the news you need to hear this week. My name is Josh Sobo.
I'm Josh Chomick.
And I'm Jordan Morris.
Welcome back, everyone.
The groundhog was right, boys.
What do you mean the groundhog was right?
6 more weeks of winter.
Is that what he said?
He saw a shadow.
Today was fairly warm. Today was like 50 degrees.
Did you see the forecast for next week?
What is it saying?
We're in the
freezing, right?
20s again.
Wow.
We're supposed to get a good snowstorm next week, too.
Yeah,
right?
we were supposed to get a good
Thursday?
snowstorm the past 2 months, and
Yeah, but
nothing ever happened.
I'm hopeful about Thursday, though.
It's
I
not
don't know
gonna.
why.
It's
There's
not gonna.
something
We're gonna get
special.
2 inches, Jordan. That's what happens every storm. It's either North Jersey or South Jersey, and like what max 6 inches. Like there's nothing that's gonna happen.
Listen, I'll take anything I could get.
Well, we've been getting a lot of snow. And this last week, we had 2 different systems roll through New Jersey and gave us a little dusting and a little powder, which is
And then
nice.
the rain just washed it away today.
And then the rain came in today and washed it away. But I will say, because I like how we talk about the weather like old men. You know, one day this podcast is going to be, you ever go to Dunkin' Donuts really early in the morning, like 5 a.m.?
My 4th grade teacher, bro.
What do you mean?
He used to hang out at Dunkin' with all his boys.
Yeah, like the crew of guys. Well, this is all I want in life. When I roll in Dunkin' Donuts at like 4:30 in the morning. No, that's maybe a little too early.
6.
Yeah, like 6 a.m. they're there. And there's a group of like 6 guys in their late 70s, early 80s.
Crew, man.
And they're just chopping it up. They're talking life. And I think that's a good future. I think it's
great.
It shows that generation was fine with very simple stuff. Let's go to Dunkin'. Let's go get a coffee at Dunkin'.
When like I was younger, I was probably like middle school or high school. Me and my dad would go to Dunkin' in town, like on a weekend, and we'd always see my 4th grade teacher with his boys hanging out there mad early in the morning. It's just a thing.
It's a good thing.
Mr. Davidson.
Do you think they go every day, the older guys?
No, I think it's a weekend thing.
You think it's like a Saturday morning?
Yeah.
No, but if you're
There's something that hits
retired,
different, but there's something that hits different about the weekends, you know?
I think there's guys that show up every morning and get their coffee with their friends.
yeah, if you're
Could be.
retired, like you got to be going every single day.
That's
That's
what all
nice.
these guys are doing on the golf course.
Yeah,
They're definitely
exactly.
meeting up there.
This morning I went to Dunkin' on my way to the train. I was walking over and
Was there a crew there?
there's always the wrecking crew hanging out. This group of guys hanging out.
Do they
having a
eye
coffee.
you down, or are they kind of just like they mind their own
sometimes,
business?
like I usually, that's the funny thing is sometimes they're not even talking. They're just hanging out. Some people are reading the paper, and it's a nice thing. But so back to the weather. I like how that was the point. Is we're like old men at Dunkin' Donuts. We talk about the weather every week. It does look like we're gonna get more snow. Josh, do you want to give us a major forecast update, or is there nothing to say?
Yeah, there's a few small systems coming in, but nothing that's going to be like a blizzard. Like, you know how we've been getting these storms of like 3 inches, 3-4 inches all winter long? It looks like something like that again. Like I'm not too crazy about it.
Saturday night we had that little storm come through.
Was that Saturday night?
Yeah.
And it was just a dusting. But I couldn't help myself. It was a Saturday night with snow coming in.
Huge.
I had to order some Domino's. I haven't done that in forever.
Did you feel good after eating?
Oh, we both felt horrible.
Yeah, dude.
And I was like, I'm going to order Domino's. And my wife was like, don't do it. It's not worth it.
You look at Domino's like an image and you're just like, I'm craving that. I never crave Domino's.
Domino's is a different.
I think it's disgusting.
No, it's a different thing than regular. Like regular pizza is great. Domino's is like a whole different experience.
No,
So
it's
Jordan, you
not.
can't eat Domino's, right?
Well, I mean, I've had Papa John's. I've never had Domino's before, though.
Wait, you've never had Domino's?
No.
Bro.
I think Domino's,
Oh, gosh.
when you're in the mood for a hand tossed pie from Domino's with the garlic dipping sauce, I don't know. There's something about it. I do it like once a year. I do it.
Listen, with those pizza chains, the order is Pizza Hut's on top, then Domino's,
Never had it.
and then Papa John's.
What
Never
about
had
Little
it.
Caesars? Where does that rank?
Oh, underneath them all.
Little Caesars is like Chuck E. Cheese for adults.
Oh, it's disgusting. You ever had Pizza Hut?
Not since I was a kid.
I've never had it either.
The only thing I like there is the stuffed crust with like
That looks good.
it's crazy good, but it's better than Domino's, I think.
All right. Well, hey, look. So we're back. Snow's coming in. We are old men, like I said. We do have spring coming. I say we're old men because we're always talking about how fast time is going. Very somber, but spring is coming. We're not that far out from Memorial Day weekend, believe it or not.
What's the countdown looking like right now?
I looked it up. Memorial Day countdown. 102 days. So
Good.
when this podcast
I
goes
like
live,
that.
101 days.
I like
It's going to be
that.
Memorial Day weekend. You'll be lighting up the charcoal. You know that smell on a warm summer afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Spring, I guess, technically. The parades will be going through town,
Yep.
which is what we do. Every year I go to the parade. And your pool will be open in session. So, guys,
true.
in the midst of the cold, we got stuff to look forward to. So enjoy it while it lasts.
Is that when your 5K or your half marathon is, or when's that?
It's in April.
How's that been going, that training?
Not good.
Okay,
honestly.
it's fine. You still got time.
But I treadmill ran yesterday. I'll be honest, the cold makes it a lot more annoying to run.
Well, because it's harder to breathe, isn't it? Because it's so
Yeah.
cold going into your lungs.
And it's just, it's cold, which sounds weak.
But wait, why can't you just do that at the gym?
I do. That's what I've been doing. I'll treadmill run, but that's different because you're like, is it real? You know,
Your legs are moving, so isn't it technically
but
real?
The belt is moving.
Yeah, but if you could run in the cold, then you're going to feel so much better.
That's
when it's
true.
Like
It's gonna strengthen
a
your
normal
lungs,
temperature.
bro. You should go
you're
outside.
So we'll talk about that in future weeks. We'll see how this.
I'm
week goes.
excited.
This
I really
week-
want to. I've never rooted someone on in a race in my life.
I'm just hoping
So
I
I'm
get
excited.
there. I'm just hoping I get
I
there.
think you can.
We're gonna see. We'll see how it goes. But what else am I missing? Little weekend recap before we do mailbags. Anything interesting? I got Domino's. That was
Weekend
my
recap.
Oh, I went to a pet shop, a fish shop on Route 22.
Oh, congrats! Huge. This was
we
huge
got
for
a
your
beta
family.
fish shop, North Plainfield. Let's give a
Is it
shout
Ocean
out.
Gallery?
Is that what it's called?
Ocean Gallery.
Ocean Gallery.
It was.
Let me see. I don't know if that's it. There's
Ocean
a lot.
Gallery 2.
Yeah, I think it is Ocean Gallery too.
Unless they changed the name of it.
I'm just trying to get like
All
a
these
street
pet
view.
shops have like 1 and 2 after.
I
it.
know.
Same with Birds by Joe. There's Birds by Joe and then Birds by Joe 2.
I'm just trying to get a view here of what we're dealing with Ocean Gallery. I can't open Google Maps.
It's like an old...
Yeah,
Like,
Ocean
old rickety-looking
Gallery
place.
too, and
Yeah.
we got a beta fish. The idea was we didn't want to drive to the American Dream Mall Aquarium. The timeline of time we had to go look at fish was very small, so we didn't want to go there. And
Wait, they have a pet shop there,
aquarium.
but can you buy fish there?
No, it's an aquarium, I think.
Oh, okay, got it. So you
Yeah.
didn't go with the intention of buying a fish.
No, we went just to look at fish.
Okay.
Because to a 2-year-old, a pet shop is an aquarium.
Oh, it is, huh?
Yeah.
Dude.
And it's free.
I feel like those memories. I still have them.
So we looked at the fish, the snakes, the spiders. Got a beta fish, which was a big mistake. Big mistake. If you have a little kid and you're listening to this, you know, don't do that. Don't
Why?
get your kid.
They're so easy,
She
though.
just doesn't understand. She was screaming. The second we walked out that front door, she was screaming because they put the fish in a bag and she wanted to hold the fish.
It's like the little girl from Finding Nemo with the braces.
Yes, she doesn't understand that's not what a fish is. So
Yeah.
But that was my weekend.
Well,
We
I was
got a
over,
fish,
I
we
was
got
over
pizza.
Josh's house last night, and June let me feed her fish. But like, I turned away for a second, and she was just grabbing the fish bowl. Like it could have fallen off the table if I wasn't there.
She grabs the whole thing. She
Thinks
grabs
it's like
the
a pet. You could like pet it.
like she hugged the bowl the other day, the whole entire fish bowl.
It's so cute though.
It's a little dangerous though, and
You got to kind of hide it. She's gonna climb up on that chair one day, just pull it off.
I know. But Jordan, what did you do this weekend?
I went to the gun range. That was the highlight of my weekend.
Which one did you go to?
RTSP in Union.
Oh, you Route 22 again.
Wow.
Yeah. That's the go-to spot.
You rent
Nice
guns
place.
there, or you own a gun?
I got a friend who owns a bunch
Nice.
of guns.
So he just lets you use those?
yeah, I
Nice.
just use his guns, but
Easy.
it's a lot of fun.
Did you? What'd you shoot?
AR-15,
Wow,
12 gauge shotgun.
Our listenership just decreased 40% as soon as you said that.
Just immediately. 12 gauge shotgun and then like 2 handguns, 9mm handguns.
At the same time, like
Yeah.
like Tomb Raider. No, that I went to that place once with my brother like 5 years ago, and yeah, it's an operation. It's a huge a huge
Are
place.
they like really strict there with the ranger walking around, making sure you're not goofing off?
Yeah, because there's like I think three or four different sections, and they have like the guys walking around, like multiple people.
Wow.
Range officers.
So they're pretty strict.
Yeah.
I got yelled at one of those guys once.
Yeah,
Like I'm forever
they'll
scarred.
yell at you
Yeah.
if you take your gun.
Especially
out
if
of
it's like an
your booth or
older guy
something.
who's like super serious. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't want to get this guy upset.
I think
Yeah.
there's certain things in life where people they get involved because they want the authority. I feel that way. Every time I've ever been to a gun range, I feel that way. Where I understand it's a very serious thing.
But yeah, I think it's necessary at a gun range.
I think sometimes.
You got people going in there who've never shot a gun before.
Yeah, there's a lot of
for sure, but not. You're right, definitely. But I think that I've had experiences where I feel like people just because they're absolute idiots, they treat everybody like an idiot. So it's like just their normal demeanor is just to talk to you like you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Like there's people that flag, they flag other people with their gun, and it's like that's really dangerous and bad. But I don't know. I've seen people get yelled at for stupid stuff. But regardless, I'm glad you had fun.
Yeah.
And hopefully your shot
I think
got a little better.
We
Yeah,
just
it did.
lost a
It
lot of
did.
listeners right there.
No.
Yeah.
It's
The gun
it's
lobby.
fun. Hey, listen, it's packed every single time I go there.
It's
so.
like me going to the driving range for golf, except like you're shooting a gun.
Yeah.
Right?
This episode is brought to you by the NRA. No, yeah. Anything you wanted to say about that, Josh?
I went to Vermont this weekend. So I
Oh,
love the
nice.
state. Yeah.
Nice.
It was awesome. If
Did
you
you
want to
go-
go snowboarding, like don't snowboard in Jersey. Go to New York. Actually, no, I went to New York. I'm sorry. I'm so used to saying Vermont. I went to Whiteface in New York and also Gore Mountain. It was awesome.
They got a lot of snow up there.
I mean, some places have gotten more snow in the Northeast than they have out West.
Wow.
Yeah. And like these resorts are just beautiful. So
how deep was the powder when you were snowboarding down? Was it all compressed or was there a little layer?
we had 6 inches overnight
Wow.
from Thursday to Friday. So yeah, we went Thursday night. I rode Friday and Saturday. So Friday we had a pow day. It was like 6 to 8 inches on the ground. It was
Oh my
beautiful.
goodness.
But then Saturday was just like packed pow, but it was beautiful.
Were you sore after riding for the first time in a while?
Yeah, this was my first time riding. No, second time this year, but we went hard for 2 days and like I was pretty sore.
Wow.
I just like my legs don't have it like I used to.
Yeah.
Also, oh my gosh, I got to start wearing a helmet. My friends always yell at me because I don't wear a helmet.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say that here on the pod because I got to admit to my mistakes. I don't wear a helmet. But we were on the lift, dude. We were heading up the lift. Well, we want to head to the other side of the mountain, so we had to go up this one lift. As we were getting to the lift, we traversed over to it at Gore Mountain. They said they're shutting down the lift.
Mm-hmm.
We're like, why are you guys shutting down the lift? It's 11 in the morning. They said there was an accident. And we see like ski patrol kind of like going all over the place frantically. We're like, what kind of accident happened? We're going up the lift and like kind of like almost near the top of the mountain, there's a body bag.
What?
Or like a body was covered on the mountain and tons of ski patrol everywhere. And then we found out later, there's an article that a skier died that day.
No way.
Yeah, just because like he lost control of his skis, he went off trail onto like an ice patch and I guess slipped. Like some Reddit post said that like they saw it, he just like fell and I guess immediately died and you hit your head on the ice.
Ugh.
Wake up call. Like for me, like I need to be, even if you wear a helmet, if you land on your face, you could just
Why would
die.
you not wear a helmet?
I've never worn a
good
helmet.
reason.
It's just, I don't know. I'm
the
stubborn.
steez.
No,
It's
it's not
the
that I have
steez.
no steez. I look funky in whatever I wear. Like I look funky in a beanie, but like it's just uncomfortable when I have my beanie on and my helmet. It's just so tight and I feel like so strapped to my face, and that's why it's just so freeing without it. But like after seeing that, I think it was a wake up call.
Do they make helmets like
It was just a terrible situation. I can't believe I witnessed it.
like futuristic astronaut helmets, like a full face shield?
Yeah.
Like, could you get a helmet where your head's fully like a motorcycle?
Yeah, I was
helmet
gonna say a
kind of.
motorcycle helmet.
but like thinner. Like
I've
more-
never seen that on the mountain before. Maybe a thinner one. It might just be so annoying because we're already wearing ski goggles, right?
Well,
so why not put
like, you wouldn't have to put the goggles on. You could have like your head warm in
so
this nice little encapsulated.
yeah, just like a giant just bubble, like a
Yeah.
fishbowl on my head.
yeah, pretty much. Like
I don't know. Type in like fishbowl type helmet. Is there a snowboard helmet
wear,
that covers your entire head? I feel like there has to have been something.
You could wear a hockey helmet with the cage on it.
I've seen older skiers, like some older women wearing the ski with the guard
Yeah,
on the
the
front,
cage, yeah.
because they want to protect their faces. I've seen that a few times, but like I don't really see like a fishbowl type thing.
oh, they make enclosed ones,
Do they?
but it's really just like your goggles are going over the eye hole. I'm thinking like fully.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like fully glass shield in the front. Obviously not real glass, but
I guess it hasn't been engineered yet, but like that's not a bad idea. You just might look crazy goofy.
This is pretty cool. This one.
That looks like it kind of looks like a
Halo.
paintball. It looks like a paintball helmet.
Kind of, yeah.
Or like a halo. Yeah, it looks just like the
It's
halo
Master
helmet.
Chief a little bit. All right. Well, I'm glad you didn't get injured, Josh.
I thank God. I'm trying to, not do anything stupid. When I was like 21, I went off a 60-foot jump at Mountain Creek. If you've ever been to Mountain Creek, you know the jump lines. They have the giant jumps by the end of the season.
Why is that so funny to me?
There was a 60-footer. It was my first time ever hitting it. I was terrified to hit it. All my friends were like, go for it. And I was like, fine, I'll do it. I wasn't wearing a helmet.
Oh my gosh.
I went up the jump. I lost complete control my first time. My body flopped backwards. My friends were in front of me, so they're watching me do it. And I lose full control. I land, boom, on my back. Thankfully, I cleared the landing. So I landed on the downslope. So my back hits the ice so hard, and I slide all the way down. Got the wind knocked out of me. But I could have severely.
Yeah,
I could have broken my spine or something.
Yeah.
But after that I kind of took it, more. These days I just ride the trees and the powder. I don't do terrain park anymore.
That wasn't your wake up call though, to wear a helmet?
That was my wake up call not to do stupid things like going off 60-foot jumps.
I've said it before. Josh and I have done enough things in our life where we have deserved to die. And it's just a miracle.
I think now that this past weekend is like, all right, Josh. And I was over at my parents last week, and my dad found my helmet. He's like, I don't want this in the garage. Take it. So now I have a helmet.
That's a
with me.
sign.
So
Yeah.
my mom will be happy to hear that.
So the 60-foot jump, Josh.
It's from the top of the jump, the lip, measured to where the gap ends. So you have the jump here. How big is that gap?
Oh, so you're saying there's a gap between two ramps.
Yeah, from the top of here to where the landing is.
So
that's how they measure those jumps.
How high do you think this ramp was though? From bottom to top, if you had to guess.
When you're standing at the bottom of it?
Yeah, if you stood at the bottom of the ramp, the top part is
15?
Oh, okay.
I'm thinking 3 people. Yeah.
I thought it was literally 60 feet high.
No, dude, it's not that high.
That's amazing.
No, it's the gap. So that's why with those gaps, you have to you got to pick up crazy speed. And my friends are doing backflips and stuff off of it. So my friends are always pushing me, Josh, try it. And I was like, fine, I'll do it. After that, dude, never again. And I'm just so grateful to be alive and that nothing broke that day. All I got is wind knocked out of me. My friends came running to me. They thought I was knocked out or something. I was like, I'm good. I just can't breathe.
Nice.
Shout out Mountain Creek. You guys, Mountain Creek is only fun for terrain. Other than that, that's why I don't go there anymore. Terrain parks.
We just ruined that sponsorship. All right. So let's let's open the mailbag up.
They didn't want to pay us last time we hit them up.
I want to hear what some of our listeners have been saying to us. We've been getting some phone calls, and it's always good to hear from them. So Josh, why don't you play that mailbag number and we'll get into the mailbag.
The mailbag has been cooking, guys. Thank you for everyone leaving us calls. Keep on calling into the mailbag, letting us know your thoughts and opinions. The number to call into the mailbag is
908 67 99 99 3.
Fellas, this is Iltronics. It's been a while since I've called you. Figured I'd catch you up on some stuff. I am currently driving into Philadelphia, go Birds, for work. I told Sobo a while back I'd send you guys coffee. I still got to send you coffee.
I was thinking about that this week.
So I'm headed into work. It's Tuesday morning. It's bleak. It's cold. It's February. But spring is around the corner. The surprise baby that we had, if you guys remember back in June, she's 8 months old now. She is mobile, and she's really fat. She's she's just rapidly growing,
she's really fat.
Which is good. But yeah, that's about it. Gloucester County represent. You guys got to come down here. We got some good diners. We got a good coffee shop that my wife works at. Engrain. I don't know, dude. Let's hang. Anyway, all right. Have a good week.
So that's Iltronics. He recorded that actual jingle.
Yep.
The 908-67 jingle.
Yeah.
So
faithful listener.
He gets an automatic pass into the mailbag when he calls.
But I don't know if people remember the surprise baby story.
Yeah, so he came to our event we had. We had all our listeners to the studio. He was there with his girlfriend. And then 2 weeks later, he's like, oh, she was sick, so we went to the hospital and she had a baby.
Yeah, a surprise baby out of nowhere. We
what?
We were like, what?
She's pregnant when we met her.
Yeah.
It wasn't 2 weeks later. It might have been 3 months later.
We had no one knew if she was pregnant.
But legend.
But now
down
the
there.
baby's 8 months old.
You know,
The baby's grown. Congrats, dude.
I will say, I thought about that bag of coffee recently because I asked Josh to check the PO box and he didn't send to us.
So yeah, what's the story behind this? He said he was going to send you coffee.
He said he was going to get a bag of coffee roasted for me and mail it to me. And I said to him, I'll drink it.
Yeah.
I grind my coffee every morning.
Yeah.
So
I'll be on the lookout for that. That's awesome.
yeah, but good to hear from you, Ultronics. Josh, we had another call we wanted to get into down here.
Hi, I'm Cameron. Long time listener. First time caller. I was listening to the last episode for last week. For groundhogs, for rabies test, I think you can't test for rabies on animals until after they die. Or that might be with just cats, but I'm pretty sure you can't test for rabies until after they die. Yeah, keep up the good work. Yeah, love the podcast. Bye.
Thank you for the call, Cameron.
That's okay. So that's super insightful, and that's
Yeah,
that's
we were
what I
talking
listened to.
about. We're like, why don't they just test the groundhogs for rabies? But like, no,
So-
you actually can't. And so
You can't test a living animal for rabies. But what if you just look at it?
because they take a piece of the brain or something and test it when they look for it.
But what if you just look at it and it's foaming at the mouth and acting crazy?
Well,
You
some-
don't
Usually a
know.
good sign.
Well, yeah, it's a good sign, but they're not all going to be foaming at the mouth. They might just have rabies, and you might not even know. But isn't that interesting? I never knew that until like he called in, and I saw a few comments on our Instagram about it too. People are like, "You guys have no idea what you're talking about. You can't test an animal that's alive." But I didn't realize that. I thought you could just put something
cares?
up its ear.
Listen, you get bit by a raccoon or groundhog.
You could die.
You just go get a shot.
No,
Isn't it a lot
but
of
what if you
shots?
get bit though? You're gonna suffer the consequences.
You know what happens if you get rabies? Have you ever looked it up?
Well, a lot of different things can happen though, right?
You die eventually, but your body gets a water aversion. So if you try to drink water, you can't drink water.
As in, like, you're physically unable to down the water.
Yeah, I saw a video of a guy going
That's
through
certain
it.
cases, though, right?
Let me see. Rabies,
Not all rabies cases.
So
If you've had rabies, can you call into the mailbag?
hydrophobia or fear of water is a classic symptom of rabies infection.
No.
I saw a video of a guy, and that's like usually when you get to that point, it's like the kiss of death. Like there's nothing you can do.
Can you drink soda?
Mountain Dew?
I don't know. Is it just water, Josh, or is it like the fear of liquids?
I don't know. It says hydrophobia is a late stage symptom of rabies and indicates that the infection is severe. It is a medical emergency that requires immediate medical attention. So I've
I just-
heard
that's
if you get to the
crazy.
hydrophobia part, it's over. Like there's nothing that can be done.
So
I saw a video of a
basically,
guy
if you
going
get
through.
bit by a groundhog, you should just go get tons of shots that the doctor wants to admit to you, right? Just in case.
I'm assuming so. I mean, that's what happens. That's what happened in The Office with the Michael Scott fun run for the cure.
Yeah, you're right.
Meredith got a lot of shots, and TV never lies. So I would imagine that's what happens. But I don't know. It was a good call though.
Don't be messing with crazy wild animals.
Yeah, definitely. Let's just do one more
let's take
call
one
here.
more.
We had an interest. This is kind of an interesting one. I was traveling a few weeks ago and we got a caller that called in.
Hey, Garden State. My name is Emily. I am calling from Florida. A few episodes ago, Josh Sobo talked about how he was going to Amelia Island for a work trip, and it was such a surreal moment for me because that is actually where me and my family live. And I just think that's so crazy that someone from a New Jersey podcast was talking about this tiny little town in Florida that no one ever really talks about.
It's awesome.
Me and my sister have watched y'all's YouTube videos and followed y'all for almost 15 years now and have listened to the podcast pretty much since it started.
Wow.
Being in Florida, we do have a lot of New Jersey residents that come down for the winters, and because of the podcast, I have been able to have fully conversations about New Jersey with them
I love that.
and actually kind of sound like we know what we're talking about, which is nice. My sister Megan's 23rd birthday is actually going to be the day before you will be uploading your next podcast. And I just think it would be really cool if you guys could give her a shout out for her birthday, since I know she'll be listening. But anyways, love you guys. We love the pod. Bye.
Happy birthday, Megan. Thank you for the call. That is pretty weird if you think about it.
Yeah, right? It's like
What are the
she's just
odds?
yeah,
She
she's in
lives
this
in Amelia
small
Island,
little
Florida.
town, and you're like, I'm going to Amelia
Imagine
Island.
if we ran into each other, how weird that'd be.
Yeah.
Life is it's so bizarre how small life feels.
Well, think about how many little towns like that are throughout the country. or the
Florida
world.
has probably 1,000 towns.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
it's endless. It's a huge state. So they probably have more than 1,000. If we have 500?
Yeah.
Florida's probably got endless towns. So that's really weird. But thank you for listening.
I love the part where she's like, yeah, like I now know about Jersey and can talk to my friends from Jersey about Jersey and sound like I know what I'm talking about because
Yeah.
I listen to your podcast. And that just thrills me.
Very cool. Thank you for listening.
Well, thanks
Pretty
for
funny.
and thanks for watching the past 15 years.
And if I'm
That's
ever back in
wild.
Florida, in Amelia Island, we'll meet up or something.
Did you get to go to like the downtown area or anything like
No.
when you were there? You kind of just stayed at the
I was
resort.
at a resort. So
So you didn't get to see it.
I didn't. But hey, before we do the news this week, Josh, I did want to mention one thing. I should have done this in the opening, and I forgot. I didn't have my notes opened.
You wrote it down in your notes. And
It's a
didn't
big
open
bullet
it.
point. But there was one other thing I want to talk about, just generally open floor discussion before we do news. And that is, I started a new show this week on Apple TV. Apple TV.
Yeah, I think Apple TV.
I'm
I
really-
don't even know what it's called.
Something's wrong with me. I'm becoming old. Apple TV. And it's called Severance. And I've been talking, these guys know I've been talking about this all week. We've been talking about Severance, and none of you guys watch it, but I've been watching it, and it's an amazing show. It really is mind-bending, really, really good. One of the things about this show is it's filmed in New Jersey.
Nice.
And it's filmed actually at the Bell Lab building down in, what is that, Homedale?
Yeah, I think it's Homedale.
Is the entire show filmed there?
I think the interior shots are probably a set somewhere, but the exterior of the building,
Oh, wow.
and that's a super famous, the Bell Lab building.
Wow.
But
Oh, yeah. This.
I was
place.
watching it and I'm like, I saw the opening shot. I'm like, that just looks like New Jersey to me. I
Wait,
looked
do
it
they
up
like
and-
film in this room and stuff and the inside?
I think
just the
there's
outside?
shots in there, yeah, in that part. But I don't know, it was the weirdest instinct. I was like, that looks like New Jersey. And I looked it up and it was. So I just wanted to say, shout out to Severance.
Is Severance like? Is it like based in like a fake place, or is it actually based off a certain spot?
They don't mention the setting. I think it's supposed to be. See, there's weird things about the show that make me think they're purposely vague. Like it doesn't feel like it feels like another universe almost. And they don't do anything otherworldly, meaning like they still drive cars around, but the cars look a little weird, like old, and like I don't know if they purposely try to make the time period confusing.
Yeah.
Like it feels like it could be set in the 70s and 2010 at the same time.
Got it.
It's weird. I think it's kind of unsettling in a weird way.
What's on the computer? Like,
What do
what's
you-
that?
what do you
Like,
mean?
okay, so all I know about Severance is I saw the Grand Central thing
Yeah.
they did, and then that's how I started looking into the show.
You got to watch it.
And on his computer screen, it looks like it's like just a bunch of weird like green dots.
Yeah,
or
it's like they have these weird jobs. They work on their little computer.
interesting.
I'll tell you what. I don't want to get down a Severance rabbit hole, but it's a great show if you're looking to watch a mysterious thriller type of show. I enjoy it. All right, that's all I want to say. Shout out to New Jersey. Everywhere we look, more shows are being shot in New Jersey.
It's beautiful.
And so should we get into the news?
Yeah.
Excellent. All right, here we go. So if you live in New Jersey, which you might be living there if you're listening to this podcast, unless you live in Amelia Island, Florida.
Yeah, you could be in Amelia Island.
Which is interesting. So if you live in New Jersey, your electricity bill will be rising by as much as 20% by this summer. Yeah.
It's exciting.
Yes.
So electricity bills are going up in Jersey.
Everything's going up.
Yeah, everything's getting more expensive. It's super crazy. And I don't know when this stops, but here's the article says, get ready, New Jersey. You're going to feel a proverbial electric shock when you crack open your electric bill this summer.
Wow.
Judging by the results of the state's annual wholesale electricity auction. So monthly electric bills will see an increase from the range of 17.23% all the way up to 20.2%. And that the highest range is Jersey Central Power, but all these different electric companies are going to be bumping up in
No matter where
cost.
you live in Jersey.
Yeah, so the auction, so it's kind of a confusing process, but it says the auction is run by BPU, and they set a wholesale electricity price that the four electric utilities will pay and pass through to all New Jersey residents. So also small businesses are included in this. So the new prices will take effect June 1st. Here are the increases for the state's 4 electric utilities, assuming an average of 650 kilowatts a month are used. Atlantic City Electric customers' bills will rise by $28 or 17.23%. Up to $190 a month.
Ugh.
So that's if it's used in 650 kilowatts.
Which I'm guessing that's the average that most people use.
Jersey Central Power and Lights will go up $22 or 20.2%. PSE&G will rise 26.87 or 17%. And Rockland Electric, which services the far northern portion of the state, will see an increase of $25 or 18.18%. So everything's going up.
That's wild. I'm a PSE&G boy.
Yeah, so the state will aggressively push and hold PJM accountable to address the rising costs by expediting the connection of new electric supplies to the grid and implementing market reforms to drive down costs. So is that actually going to happen? Are these costs going to come down? Never. Absolutely not.
No.
You're crazy if you think that. But the state says they're trying to fight this. They're trying to do something to bring down the cost.
Be great.
So, Jordan, what do you think about this?
I wouldn't be surprised if what the state is doing would raise prices. Because I feel like that's always what happens. Anytime the government gets involved, it always seems to have the opposite effect. So I'm not very hopeful.
Here's another thing it says. It's in a statement by Brian Lippman, the director of the state's Division of Rate Counsel, which is just like we have endless divisions. It's a whole other conversation. So they're charged with advocating for utility customers. So he's not doing a great job, Brian Lippman, clearly. He said the increases from the auction results are more than expected. Rate Counsel is deeply concerned about the outcome of the auction, Lippman said. This significant increase in prices will have a substantial impact on New Jersey families and businesses, especially those least able to afford it. I hate to be that guy, but thank you, Captain Obvious. Like, what a genius he is that he recognized that rising electricity costs are going to impact us.
Did you guys realize that we do these the electricity auctions every February? It's annual.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, it happens every year. Like, I just looked it up. I was like, how often are these auctions? I had no idea they do this every single February. But like now, I guess it's just dramatically rising. I don't think it's like risen this much in the past before. That's what I'm trying to look into right now.
So what can be done here? I mean, the weird thing about utility companies is that they kind of just do what they want to do in a way. I mean, you think about it. If you're an electric company, there's 4 electric companies in New Jersey. Mm-hmm. Who's going to stop them? They're going to do whatever they want. They control electricity.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like a regulated monopoly.
Kind of. If you think about it, like if the state is saying that you can't raise it more and they're like, oh, we need to raise it more. I don't know how you measure, who's correct. Like, how do you quantify? I know electric costs are probably well documented and they could look at historic rates and stuff, but
yeah,
who am I to challenge the electric company? I'm going to call Jersey Power and Electric and be like, no. Like, I don't know. It's just, they're going to do whatever they want to do. Now, this gentleman from the state, he's saying it's unfair, it's going to be expensive for us. Then why aren't you doing anything? That's what I want to know. They're just, what is the point of this department within the Division of Rate Counsel, Brian Lippman? If you have a job, that's your job, right? You're the director of the State Division of Rate Counsel. That's his entire job. And he says the Rate Counsel is deeply concerned about the outcome of the auction. The significant increase in prices will have a substantial impact on New Jersey families. I would love for these people to call in. Brian Lippman wants to call in and explain the background, what's going on here, and
so confusing.
And explain to us why. I mean, I know energy costs are going up everywhere, but
what are you paying a month right now for electric?
I have no idea.
Changes every month for me.
I have it. Yeah, it goes up and down depending on. In the winter, it actually gets better because. The AC to the heat, the way it works in my place, it's just better in the winter. Summer
that's
months.
True, because I have the
launches.
window AC unit in my house,
Yeah,
so
me
that
too.
takes a nice chunk of power,
Window
and I have it
units,
running all the time. Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah, in wintertime, at least you don't have to use them. So yeah, interesting.
But this is a common theme. New Jersey residents are being squeezed from every angle. It's hard to even afford to live. And I had said to you guys before the podcast, I want to see if Governor Murphy has a room above his garage for my family to live in. I just want to see. I mean, I'm a resident of New Jersey. Give me a space to live, Governor Murphy. I can't afford to live anymore. It's too expensive. So, any thoughts on that?
Maybe he's got enough space for all of us. I don't know.
I mean, like, listen, if Governor Murphy's giving out spaces above his garage, I would love to live there, considering I've lived here my whole life. I can't afford to live here anymore. It's too crazy. So that's a little, just a little jab at the Murph. Shout out to Governor Murphy. Yeah, we didn't talk about that story last week. We didn't get into it, but let's keep moving on to the next story here. A completely crazy gear shift pivot. One New Jersey woman is under arrest after injecting her sister with 15 bags of heroin to fake an overdose.
How crazy or mentally ill are you to have to do this to your sister? What's wrong with you?
Yeah, so police discovered that 21-year-old sister and boyfriend pumped her with a lethal amount of heroin and fentanyl after initially thinking the victim had taken her own life. New Jersey police believe that Emily Cretus had tragically taken her own life through a drug overdose in 2023. However, after nearly 2 years of meticulous investigation, detectives have now arrested her boyfriend and sister, accusing them of injecting her with 10 to 15 bags of heroin laced with fentanyl. Sarah Erickson, 36, and Joseph Ragan, 22, are currently incarcerated facing charges of murder and conspiracy.
Great.
On February 16, 2023, New Jersey State Police were called to an address on East Sunrise Road in Upper Township following reports of an overdose. They discovered Cretus unresponsive inside the property, and paramedics declared her dead at the scene. So,
maniacs, dude.
Absolute maniacs. So the original narrative was overdose, and the article goes on to say, however, the narrative took a dramatic turn about a month after her passing when Ragan approached the police with a shocking confession. He and Erickson had administered drugs to an unconscious Cretus. I feel like I'm saying that last name wrong, but it's just spelled extremely weird.
It's just how it's spelled.
Ragan claimed that after Cretus returned home from the hospital from a post-suicide attempt, Erickson gave her sister 2 capsules filled with crushed Xanax pills. Erickson then reportedly loaded a syringe with 10 to 15 bags of heroin mixed with fentanyl. So this is just unbelievably evil.
And it was her boyfriend too with her sister.
Yeah.
Like her boyfriend and her sister. So like, I just want to know the drama. Like what caused this to happen? Like
drug addicts.
They're all drug addicts.
Heroin addicts.
Yeah, probably.
I would
like
imagine.
She probably stole someone else's heroin or something.
I would imagine.
That was. I don't want to. I hate saying that stuff. That was not nice for me to say because I don't know the situation. But yeah, like it seems rough.
It would seem that they're all addicted to drugs, and clearly you're not going to make very good decisions if you're addicted to heroin. So, but nonetheless, this is a crazy story, and it's reported in the Mirror of all publications, which is kind of interesting. We'll keep going. So it says a breakthrough came in April when a backpack containing 15 wax folds of suspected heroin was turned over to the authorities. The heroin was found to be from the same batch as the one discovered next to her body, as determined by the police. A witness who remains unnamed corroborated Ragan's account of the events during an interview with investigators, providing the police with the necessary information to make arrests. According to the affidavit, the witness stated that Erickson was motivated to kill her sister due to the belief that she was responsible for her losing custody of her children.
Oh, whoa, drama.
Yeah.
There we go.
So the police obtained an arrest warrant for the murder and took Erickson into custody last month. She's currently being held at the Cape May County Jail without bond. So there you go.
Shout out Cape May.
On the way to Cape May. I've never been to the Cape May County Jail, obviously.
Well, you've been to Cape May a lot, so I'm happy you haven't been to the jail.
You know, maybe next time I'm bored on a rainy, beachy day in Cape May. You know, like on the rainy day at the beach, you got to figure out something to do.
Yeah. Go to the county jail.
Tour the county jail.
Or you just get arrested.
True.
I feel like that's a more authentic tour.
Ooh.
Last time I was in jail, so I cried. I was in kindergarten. Like I never want to go back there.
One day, my brother. I used to live with Josh and my brother.
Mm-hmm.
One day, my brother comes home. He was like with a t-shirt on. Sorry. and it says Rahway State Penitentiary on the front with the logo of the prison. And then on the back of the shirt, it says maxed out for life. And I'm like, where did you get that t-shirt from?
I thought it said like welcome to the party or something.
Is that what it said?
Yeah, something.
I think on the front it said Rahway State Penitentiary maxed out for life. And then the back, you're right, it said welcome to the party. She said, where did you find that t-shirt? And he's like, I thrifted it.
It's amazing.
Which is like,
guys in there just making those shirts.
welcome
for
to the
new
party.
people.
Is that what it said?
Something like that. You know, Rahway State Prison, bro. It's one of the best prisons in Jersey.
Welcome to the party.
Welcome to the party. I don't think you want to go there, Josh.
No,
I think you'd rather be at the Cape May County Jail
Yeah.
first before going to
Yes.
Rahway Prison.
I want to agree with that. I think Cape May sounds a bit more chill and relaxing.
I would
So.
say so.
All right, let's move on to another story. This hits closer to home, closer to the Union County folks where we all grew up. One man from Cranford, New Jersey is suing a safari company after his wife was mauled to death by a hippo.
I can't. This story is so tragic, dude.
Yeah, this is super horrible. So this man and his wife were on safari, Craig and Lisa Manders. They were on a guided walk in Zambia in June when a hippo charged out of the water and grabbed Lisa by its mouth and crushed her head and body with its bite.
Bro,
So-
what? Imagine witnessing that. Hippos are, they say, like one of the most dangerous animals. Like, who would have thought?
Yeah, I've heard hippos. I mean, I always
You
thought
hear like terrible stories.
growing up, you learn about animals in a weird way.
Dude,
like
the hungry hippos.
yeah,
They're so
it's like
cute.
hippos. They
I
look
want to
like
go hug one.
Mudang, right?
Yeah.
But no, hippos are absolutely ferocious.
Savages.
Very, 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 very dangerous. Do you ever see the video of the hippo swimming behind a boat?
Yeah.
No.
That's a
I
scary
know exactly
one.
what you're talking about.
Very, very
I
scary.
watched the ones where they feed them the watermelons. Yeah.
And they just crush it.
Ugh.
So, all that was recorded according to a lawsuit filed against African Portfolio, a safari tour company based in Greenwich, Connecticut. So the company denies the lawsuit allegations. So the lawsuit filed February 5th in Stamford, Connecticut alleges that as a horrified Craig Manders watched the attack, the tour guides, including at least one who was armed with a rifle, walked away without helping the couple. So Lisa Manders, 70, suffered catastrophic injuries and died shortly after, the lawsuit says. We're doing this because this should have never happened, said Paul Slager, an attorney who represented Craig Manders. So there are basic safety standards that businesses are expected to follow, and that includes people in the safari tour industry, and those were not followed, and the consequences here were absolutely devastating. So the lawsuit seeks monetary damages that have not yet been determined, as well as accountability for Lisa Manders' death and keeping others safe for the future. So the Manders of Cranford, New Jersey were on a special anniversary trip, and it was their first time in Africa, Slager said. Lisa Manders had worked in the financial industry for over 40 years and loved cooking, traveling, and visiting New York City, where she was born in Queens in 1953, according to her obituary. The couple had 3 children and a granddaughter.
Wow.
Phone and email messages were left for African Portfolio. The company's lawyer, Rodney Gold, said it was not negligent or reckless in connection with Lisa Manders' death. So this is a horrible, horrible, horrible tragedy all around. Clearly, there will be litigation involved. What I don't understand is a company in Connecticut is booking safaris in Africa.
That's exactly what I thought.
Well, that's what Rod said here. He said it's a very unusual tragedy, but he said the company arranges the tours and works with the safari that lodges in Africa. Like, they're not responsible for what happens during the trip. They just book them. So that's why he's like, they can't sue. Like, I don't think the lawsuit's going to go through, right?
I don't know. Again, I'm not a lawyer. We've said this a million times. What I wonder is, are there standards for travel agents where, because if you think about it, you're referring somebody to a business.
Which this business has been doing this for a while, and they seem to be very good.
Let's say there are standards. Let's say I'm going to make this totally up. Let's say there's international travel standards where if you're going to book a trip for somebody in a hotel, you're liable as a travel agent, because to become a travel agent, I'm sure you have to pass some tests or get your license or something. I don't know. let's say, because you can't just book trips willy nilly and lie to people and deceive them.
That's
right?
true.
So
Yeah.
I don't know if there are standards like that for travel agents. Let's see. Is there a test to pass to become a travel agent? That sounds ridiculous. Yeah, so the travel agency proficiency, or TAP test, is the first step towards professional recognition. So you have to demonstrate that you have mastered the basics of the travel industry, selling skills, basic geography. That's funny. But I would imagine there's some liability on travel agents if they book you a trip and you're misguided.
Yeah, well, it's a fluke. It's probably like one time. Like this touring company probably does so many tours in Africa every single day. And this one moment, the dude with the rifle happened to walk away. And this happened. Again, I feel like it's such a rare case. So I feel like the travel agency has some sort of protection to back them up. I feel like they just have to.
I don't disagree with you. I think it's kind of far-fetched that they're going to get money out of this agency.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see. This is why there's lawyers involved.
They said they had like some kids and grandkids. Do you recognize any of those last names being from Cranford? Or no?
No, I
it's
don't.
Kind of crazy.
I don't. I was thinking about that, and I don't know. I don't recognize the last name.
That's crazy.
But it's just really heartbreaking.
It's a terrible story. Like he had to witness his wife go through that.
Yeah.
And now he has to live with that. Like, how do you live after seeing that? After seeing your wife go like that? It's so heartbreaking, dude. I feel so bad for this family.
Safaris are crazy.
You got to be careful.
Yeah. So should we keep rolling ahead here onto another story? So these last two stories are significantly less devastating.
Yeah, we don't want to end with death.
So we're
trying to be better here on the podcast.
Try to go lighter hearted for these next two. But prayers out to the Manders family as they, obviously to the kids, 3 kids and a grandbaby too.
Yeah, man.
Makes it even worse.
It doesn't make any sense.
Really horrible. All right, moving on to a really hard, I just said before we took a hard right turn. This is a hard left turn into something way more lighthearted. After a long wait, Bojangles has announced their new locations opening in New Jersey.
We said it in 2022, but now it's 2025 and it's actually happening.
Yeah, no, we did. We talked about this story. I remember this was one of the first really viral stories we talked about when our podcast started. Was Bojangles.
The people in Jersey I've been dying for Bojangles for years now.
It's crazy because there's a lot of serious stuff that happens in New Jersey. Like Governor Murphy did a $2 billion budget cut. There's crazy the energy costs going up. We can talk about all this and people don't care. We talk about Bojangles, it gets 20,000 likes
it's
and
what the people want, dude.
It's almost just like,
because you know what? A good Bojangles chicken sandwich can fix that really high electric bill you get this
month. Have you guys ever been?
I haven't actually. I just hear amazing things.
You're just guessing.
No, everyone who's had it that I'm friends with, they say it's amazing.
I hate food hype. It's my least favorite thing when people hype up.
I'll say it's so amazing. KFC.
Didn't we just start getting Raising Cane's too? Or that's more New York City?
Actually, no, there was one, I forget where I was, somewhere near Trenton. I saw one.
What if we reach out to Bojangles corporate and say we will cover the grand opening?
Well, we should probably cut out that part of me saying it's mid.
Yeah, I was going to say that's why you should stop talking like that.
Well, all you got to do, Jordan's just like right now, I'm going to say 3, 2, 1. Then you're going to just give me the 2 words. It's so amazing. Ready? This is a social experiment. So 3, 2, 1.
It's so amazing.
All right, that's perfect. So then you put this in the notes. So then when you listen back, you're just going to hear something different. And that's how it's going to work. See?
Okay.
Power of editing.
So Bojangles, the beloved Southern-based fried chicken chain, is gearing up to open in New Jersey. The franchise's expansion into New Jersey is set to commence in Neptune. You guys ever been to Neptune?
Shout out Neptune.
Yeah. It will be located at Marketplace at Neptune, just off Route 35, according to the Asbury Park Press. Bojangles will join brands like Aldi, Quick Check, and Smoothie King in the complex located just a few miles from Asbury Park. Locations are also slated to open in Piscataway, Marlborough, and Vineland as well, though further details haven't been announced.
It's massive for the state.
So Bojangles originally announced plans to open 10 New Jersey outposts across Bergen, Essex, Hudson, Middlesex, and Union counties in 2022. They're finally getting around to it. So the popular chain has been serving Cajun seasoned fried chicken, buttermilk biscuits, and sweet tea since its inception in 1977. They have 800 locations throughout 20 states.
See, I think that says something. 800 locations, that's a lot.
It's a lot of
good
locations.
amount.
How many locations does Chick-fil-A have in the country?
Let's
They
take
probably
guesses.
don't
I'm
have
going
that
to say
many.
2,200.
I would say probably in that range too. Yeah, like 2,000.
I don't even know. I can't even. I feel like Jersey has so many now. It has to be in the thousands.
3,100.
Wow. Okay. And then one more, Raising Cane's.
Over 800.
Okay, so they're kind of in the same world as Bojangles.
You know, Raising Cane's, funny name.
I don't know the backstory behind Raising Cane's.
Raising Cane's like raising hell.
Really? That's what it means?
I think origin like Cain and Abel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like raising Cain. Oh, you're raising Cain. You're raising hell. That's like an
I
old
thought like
saying.
sugar cane for some reason.
No. I think that's what like.
So we're raising the heat.
Raisin Cain slang origin. I believe that's what it means. Yeah, it comes from the Bible, references Cain, the son of Adam and Eve, who murdered his brother Abel. So the adoption, right? You're raising Cain.
But why would you name your chicken spot that?
Because it's like an old Southern saying, like, oh, that Katie's raising Cain, raising hell. Yeah, it's like you're a bad boy.
Then what does Bojangles mean?
It just means Bojangles.
Does that have no meaning?
Made up
So
words.
if a Bojangles opened down the road from you, Josh, would you like just not try? Like, would you be down to try it?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
If I wanted my skin to feel really greasy, no, actually, I love Bojangles.
Yeah, we love it. Now you love
amazing.
Bojangles.
It's amazing.
Yeah, we love Bojangles. Let's
I
get that
mean,
sponsorship.
I feel like I've always heard so much hype about Bojangles being in Jersey from people out of state. So hearing all the hype about this place coming to Jersey gets me excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, it's good. It's good.
another
It's
chicken
just,
chain.
It's just like it's no more special than like a Popeyes. Like, but it is good.
Thoughts on Jollibee?
I've never really had it.
Okay, they're incredible.
All right. Speaking of opening up, Bojangles,
Let's open up.
another sinkhole has opened up on I-80 in New Jersey this week.
Just a month after, that other 40 by 40 foot sinkhole opened up.
Yeah, so we have a sinkhole problem arising
a
in
lot
New
of
Jersey.
sinkholes. A lot of holes sinking.
So this is out of Wharton, New Jersey. Hopes of reopening Interstate 80 quickly have been dashed. A section of the eastbound lanes remain closed due to a 40-foot sinkhole, and it won't be an easy fix. It started out as a depression in the roadway Monday and quickly opened up into a large sinkhole.
Insane.
The minute they started to do soil borings, that's when it opened up. What's a soil boring, Josh Chomek?
A soil boring is like kind of when they take a drill, they go kind of deep into the earth surface, like into the ground, and they fill up a tube filled with soil, and they take it out, they cut open the tube, and then they take the soil out to testing centers. Yeah. That's basically a soil boring test.
So it's not exactly clear how long it will take to reopen the closed lanes, but there's a lot of speculation about what's causing these sinkholes because this
It's
happened
pretty obvious right
just
now.
a month ago. So the new opening is just 75 feet from another sinkhole that was closed up in December. Officials are blaming abandoned mine shafts that have collapsed.
And dude, there's like a map out there of all the different abandoned mine shafts in Jersey. It's like all throughout the highway in that entire area in northern Jersey. It's wild. Yeah, there's so many abandoned mine shafts just underneath these highways. So like, bro, they're saying
how deep are they? Like how far
I don't know.
under
I don't know the
highway?
details, but
So sinkholes are opening up. We have mines everywhere.
it's really cool actually.
Children yearn for the mines.
Gonna love the mines.
We should here's an idea. Kids love Minecraft. We have a mine problem. Something could be done here.
Kids are so good at building in Minecraft. Why not?
Let's send them in the mines.
Yeah, send them into mines. Fill them up.
They could go with their little pickaxe.
Josh, continue with the story.
So what really causes these sinkholes to open up after such a long amount of time is water. So the College of New Jersey civil engineering professor Andrew Bechtel said water probably caused the first sinkhole to collapse. When they filled it, They changed how water moved under I-80, and now they're probably developing a new one in a different
crazy,
place.
bro.
So the realistic problem is to figure out where all these old mines go and then fill and cap them and then rebuild on the top.
It seems like it's a pretty big task at hand.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Imagine
That
like the
really
older
is.
one, they said they filled it and then messed up the water flow. And now that's messing up, it's making these sinkholes form. That's crazy to me.
So what scares me is any of us could be living above a sinkhole.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Especially if you're in northern Jersey, there's a lot of abandoned mine shafts there.
It's very scary.
Or imagine like you're able to dig into one and you have like a secret tunnel into your house.
Secret
Yeah, so
tunnels.
your house sinks into it. Have you ever seen stuff like that where it just like swallows up a
Yeah.
house?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of
Or
terrifying.
like
it,
you know,
it
a bunch
happens
of
everywhere.
cars.
That's got to be the worst way to go. You just
Yeah.
look out your window and the earth is rising around you. You're getting
Yeah, it's gotta
swallowed.
be a
Just
little
swallows you up.
scary.
Yeah. Hey, if that's,
Well, yeah,
if
maybe a
that's how
little
you,
scary.
if it's your time, it's your time.
All right. Sinkhole death or eaten by a shark?
Shark might be quicker, right? I
think-
don't want to get like
yeah,
sinkhole because then you're gonna suffocate unless you get hit by a rock. But like a shark, I feel like if
I
you
don't
they
know, I
get you in
think
the
I'd-
right spot, then
I'd
you're-
rather suffocate than be chewed up.
What would you choose, Josh?
Probably sinkhole. But all right. Hey, sinkholes are opening up around all of us. Be careful out there.
And just mention the quick point about they're actually going to shut down I-80 Friday night. Both
Sure.
sides. They're going to check the west side too.
Absolutely. So, all eastbound lanes are closed at exit 34, and drivers should use Route 46 or Route 10 as an alternative, right? So, currently what's happening is they're going to be diverting people around this, which last time they did this, it was an absolute disaster.
Now they're
for
more
the
prepared
area.
because it happened again.
So, if you live out in the Morris County area, out there on Route 80, good luck to the Rockaway, Dover, people in that whole area. It's going to be tough.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure like Friday night between like, I think they're going to be doing an overnight thing where they shut down both sides because they had to like look for more depressions or something like that. So don't be driving on I-80 in Wharton this weekend. It's just going to be a mess.
2 sinkholes and nobody swallowed is a pretty good record, though.
I mean, thank God they found it as just depression. So,
Yeah, they found it really early.
so what do you think? What is a depression? Like a little like
Probably like a
probably-
slump. Yeah.
Yeah, people probably were just driving. They felt it like the.
That's what I'm saying.
Imagine they're like, oh man, my car's about to get eaten up.
Yeah, nobody injured, thank goodness. So, but that's all we had for the week, ladies and gentlemen. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in as always. Josh, Chomik, anything else you wanted to say?
I'm just no, it's gonna be a really cold week. I was gonna say I'm looking forward to the week, but it's gonna be in the 20s again. So we're going back to the cold.
Bundle up.
I thought it was getting warm, but no. And hey, maybe you guys get your snowstorm you want to get, but I really
think we
don't think
will.
so.
I'm believing.
Cool. Gotta believe, Jordan.
And with that, let's close with "Don't Stop Believing" as background music. Josh Chomik.
Copyright laws.
Oh, okay, we won't do that then. We'll do
Do a cover of it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why don't you do a really bad cover of "Don't Stop Believing," like a really horrible one.
I
Find
can
it on
have you
YouTube.
sing it right now
No,
and put that in the
I'm
background.
not gonna do that. But thank you everybody for listening. We'll see you next Friday. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your Friday, man. Oh, it's Friday. Breathe it in. Ready? Enjoy it, because pretty soon it'll be Monday. But this Monday is President's Day holiday.
Oh,
I'm
true.
off of work
Yeah,
on
most
Monday.
people are
Wow.
off.
So it's a 3-day weekend,
Let's
baby.
go.
Enjoy
It's
the weekend,
true.
everybody. And we'll catch you next Friday. Talk some Jersey news, talk some shop, talk life. Have a great weekend.
Let's
Bye.
take it away, fellas. In a 1, 2, 3. Don't stop believing.
Hold on to feeling. Street lights. Bang,
Wow, that was great.
You're listening to the Garden State.